Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. Here's our Imposer, here's our new medium ship. It's actually pretty interesting. Horatio ships are really versatile. Almost none of the slots on the ship are single type, and we have a tremendous amount of flexibility in our designs, and I chose to use that flexibility to put a huge amount of laser fire out of the sides of this thing. So we have 4 of those really excellent laser modules that we found, an energy damage intensifier to really push us over the top, and then only a single defensive module. We could change that. A lot of these slots can also be defensive, and depending on what we see from our enemies, that might be a good idea. But I think for right now, I'm going to roll the way I have always rolled in every game that has combat in it, which is to say that I believe offense is both the best offense and the best defense, and honestly the best way to maintain peace, and it's good. It's good. Offense is good. Always good. So let's put together one of those real quick. It's going to take an entire 3 turns. Crushing, but somehow we will persevere. We're starting to see our rate of growth slow pretty dramatically here. Part of it is that we're sending 180 food per turn to the outpost, but also just like that consumption number is getting really high. And it's going to continue increasing at a geometric rate. But once we're all set on cross, we probably will be able to get to the point where we want to start sending population from Mirigashi to other places. For now, I feel pretty secure. I do think that we are probably going to want to start dealing with these Riftborn. Let's try to get let's take their temperature a little bit here. We are outscoring them currently, so we're generating additional pressure against them. We're actually doing the same to the Vaulters. They're both reserved. I'm wondering... I'm a little nervous about our influence output, is what I'm thinking now. We actually can't make peace deals. Like, it would be kind of nice to be able to make peace with one side and focus all of our aggression in the other direction. If we start fighting first, there's a chance that our other neighbor will see it as a moment of weakness and come after us, or that they'll see us as a warmonger and thus a threat and come after us. Basically, I just, two-front wars are bad. History will back me up on this. It is not a good idea to be in a war that has 2 opposing fronts. We're still having some happiness issues. We'll deal with it. Obviously, Ursa can finish doing other stuff after it finishes our trade company HQ. But yeah, I think for now we are good to move forward. What is this? A sudden rise in galactic inflation has led to a market-wide price increase. Okay. That's cool, I guess. We might be able to make some sales. Once we have xenoanthropology, we can go back and get marketplace tech. Because we certainly have some luxuries. Some things we could spare. Alright, Wentho just finished Cerebral Reality. We need... Well, first of all, do we have the resource necessary to increase the rate of sower growth? I kind of think that I want to splice these guys. It's probably better to do Harishams first, but let's encourage sower growth over Horatio growth if we can, so that we can splice sowers afterward. Alright, so we have a hot world here. This is 20 industry right now. It's a slow build, but significant output, and it's only going to get better over time. Yeah, alright, let's start working on it. We might be able to take a turn or 2 off with dust. So Ying will be saved by the completion of the glorification of the gorgeous. Ursa will be saved by whatever we build afterward, and somewhere here, our scout ship is... just sort of floating off into the center of the galaxy. We should probably send some probes out into the actual center. Now look at that, we're finding stuff already. And what have we here? The Ugly Plague. You have Horatio population in your empire, and they come with a certain preconception as to what beauty is. In fact, they're throwing down their pens and makeup kits in frustration at having to live alongside all these other uglier species. Look at the disgust on his face. I mean, it's kind of hard to untangle from just sort of the normal resting Horatio expression, but it's there if you look closely. Whether it is a refusal to work or simply a moment of pique, they are insisting that you remove all other species from planets that have Horatio population. Though it is unlikely that they will riot in the streets, as they are not generally that rowdy, and, I imagine, not super into doing their own work. They are perfectly capable of staying at home and crippling your production. Yeah, that would be bad. So, we could really push hard for extra production on Rigashi, or we could zone 2 systems as Horatio only. What's the amount I needed? 486? That's not really that hard to get. I guess we're sort of as teched out for production as we can get over here, though. This does have a timer. The thing is, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Oh, you know what? But actually, we're going to get this very soon because we have Deneb and whatever it's called currently in outpost mode, and as soon as they become colonies, they'll be systems with Horatio-only population. So we'll go this way. In hopes of avoiding unrest and improving your public image, you agree to let the Horatio population have their own planets. It's the only people that's going to improve my population in the eyes of is the Horatio. Oh no, that's right, we have Deneb already. Well, we can spaceport this and then just ship off all the Eider. They're not really well suited to this system anyway. Yeah, and then Cross will be Horatio only. This should be very easy to fulfill. We do also still have to raise the approval on Deneb. It's climbing. Yeah, once we have full ownership, we'll be all set. We're almost in position around Andromeda to start the assault. You are going to wait until next turn. I think we should be able to see this system next turn. Are we still... Yeah, we're negative on influence, which makes me a little nervous about going deep on praise here. Plus 40 dust per strategic deposit is considerable. And that's fine, I guess. You know, with us being at a little bit of an influence crunch, this actually would be pretty cool. And I imagine that the splicing bonus for these guys is extra influence, which would be nice. We're about to... Yeah, you know what? Let's see if we can get these guys into our empire. We're not super negative, but I'm a little nervous about going any deeper on spending influence. They have a couple of curiosities. We can come over here and maybe search these. Oh, apparently we did it already? Did I? Beerus is all Horatio. Cross is not a colony yet. I would have thought most of my other systems would have had a mixture. Oh, Rigel is still all Horatio. That's weird. It gave us a quest that was already done. Usually it picks a number for those things that is slightly above the number that you currently have. Haha, almost. Ooh, as much as I don't love a loss of industry, we certainly can't afford a loss of approval, and we really would benefit from a gain in approval. So we're going to shut down these dumps. Listen, I'm skimming the quest text. I sort of know what it's about. Alright, so we have our trade company headquarters up. This is probably the time when we should put together Cerebral Reality, I guess. And then this is going to be pretty solid here. This is... Yeah, you know, it's going to help us hedge industry. We can keep people on the food planet. Although this is actually going to be kind of a food planet as well, right? Because of the anomalies. We should probably grab this, actually. That's what we should do next. So yeah, we met these minor civilizations. Over here on Beerus, we're temporarily ecstatic. Let's take advantage of it. So we don't really need any more food stuff. Let's build AI labor. We'll work on this for a while we let population grow, and then once our population is reasonably high, we'll move a bunch of people off of Beerus 2 onto Beerus 1. But obviously we want to stay over here for the food for now. We can adjust the rate at which that is being built on the fly. Okay, another pirate world. Fortunately, this one is not my problem. The Vaulter Empire is kind of weirdly spread out, huh? I guess there's a lot of non-inhabitable nodes sort of in the middle of their stuff. Ooh, Jade Onyx is over here. I care about that quite a bit, I believe. What was the Horatio resource this game? Transvine. Okay. You know, now that we actually have Transvine, I don't think I want to do this right now, because I don't want to cancel out the effect of bumping the Sower and Hiroshima population rates, but our population bonuses are very good, and hitting that button is going to be great for us, eventually. Maybe this is an okay time to do that, actually. What's our rate of Transvine gathering? It's pretty high, right? No, it is not pretty high. That's right, we want a whole bunch of it to, yeah, shoot. We want to store up a bunch so that we can use it for boosters, too. That's awkward. Well, I think this is where I want my subsidiary. Gives us the longest and most valuable trade route. And I think I'm willing to delay AI labor for this. I want to get this online as quickly as possible so that it can start generating XP, because it's not just a matter of getting dust earlier and using that dust to rush other things. It's also a matter of beginning to increase our rate of dust gain earlier, which will have a tremendous long-term effect on the amount of dust that trade company generates. Are we going to see an approval boost empire-wide in a turn as our over-colonization threshold creeps up a little bit? And here, we should be able to win this, right? They have 564 manpower. We have a fair number of tanks. Yeah, this should be very doable. So we will blitz, throw our extra manpower in here. They're all infantry, which is really bad for them. Yeah, we burned almost half of their manpower there. Well, more like probably 35% once you factor in the extra manpower that couldn't be contributed directly to the battle. I'm trying to figure out what is the thing we need to rush next. It's going to be one of these AI labors. I'm just not 100% sure which one. Okay, so now we have a big dangerous combat ship. Actually full on manpower. We're generating so much food that manpower is a complete non-issue for us, which is awesome. And very much not the way things usually go for us. So I think if we're going to try to expand out through a neighbor, I kind of want to do it to the Riftborn, because they have this... They colonized this system and they didn't even put down on the cool planet. I guess they're Riftborn. The fact that this planet generates a huge amount of food is not super relevant to them. But let's build up a navy over on this side of the Empire.
I trust you no more than I would trust a clan merchant selling Kasai.
They feel that we are stronger than they are. That does motivate me to come over here. They have some Jade Onyx. They have some cool stuff. They look small and kind of weak. Oh, wow. Guys, this is where all the minor factions are. And they're sort of in our way if we want to expand out to this side, into the center, but I'm way more afraid of these guys, which makes me want to go on the offensive against them, because that's how you cover your fears, by acting like a really aggressive jerk. It's good life experience advice. If you encounter someone who's being unreasonably aggressive, it is probably fear-based. Yeah, we're going to win this handily. Should I actually build a colony ship to come and take Andromeda? I kind of can't afford to take Andromeda. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this makes me want to come over here and fight them. Just clear them out and then maybe we could make friends with the Riftborn, but I do really want this planet. They're not doing a good job of... They are not caretaking. And, actually, the Vaulters being on this side means that they're a buffer between us and a lot of the other players, although we do know that the UE's on this side, as are the Cravers. Yeah, okay, maybe I want to turn you around. Maybe we'll make friends with the Riftborn instead. So hey, free technology. Also, this thing. We are definitely going to take a science hit for an industry gain, without question. Offset the industry loss that we took from the other thing. So what was our free tech? No, we had this already. Yeah, we had these. Oh, you know what? I don't think I actually researched eukaryotic sap. I think this is what we got for free. So +5 approval on each planet, an additional +5 on hot planets. Actually super good. Like, really, really great for us. Empire-wide approval has jumped to devoted. Pretty cool. We're going to get that quest on Deneb done really soon. Yeah, 43 and climbing with 40 more points to gain from ownership. Really great. Food here is okay. Yeah, just make me some basic stuff. I don't know. Do this and we'll figure out what we want to do next after that. So we've met these amoebas. No big surprise, we're gaining Horatio population at quite a rate. And we're actually really close to getting this, which will be nice for Murgashi. Yeah, things are going well, except for the fact that we're kind of low on influence. This is going to help for the moment, but our government is going to keep getting more expensive as our population keeps growing. We have to find a real solution. So yeah, after we burn out Andromeda, I think we're going to go in on the Vaulters. Alright, yeah, probably worth blitzing again. Just apply all that extra manpower. Each point of our manpower is considerably more valuable than a point of their manpower, so... Alright, we did that. We have received 5. And given that he's a Guardian, I'm going to probably want to play him as an Admiral. He can run this fleet that's about to go fight all the Vaulters. I shower them with gifts, with love. 5, you should have known better than to challenge me with nothing other than your charisma. Remember that I have that charisma as well. They turned you in, little 5, and now you kneel before me and beg to serve. Yes, 5, you will serve me well. I have ended the dream of 5. This is no simple feat to thwart another being as brilliant and beautiful as I am. Did he really think he could hide from me, much less seize my power? For all that we are identical, he is clearly inferior. Inevitably, my superior guile triumphed. At least, and at last, he has finally learned his lesson. Now that these moments of disagreement are finally settled, I can concentrate on what matters. Prime's visionary plan to beautify the galaxy. Imagine the glory of 1,000 planets that look like Prime, and 1 trillion citizens who look like me. Any sane person would shudder with joy at the thought. Yeah, any sane person would definitely shudder at the thought. So, we can reach 3 active ecologist laws, which we could do right now. We could just go swap our government up. To receive a random technology, 42 influence per turn in our empire, that's a little trickier. Or owning 3 systems of level 3, that is another thing that's going to take a little bit more time. We can just do this now, so let's go this way. This grim gray galaxy needs some improvement. In order to make the planets as beautiful as their future Horatio inhabitants, we must increase the ecological party in the Senate. Yeah, so we'll just cut brains over bucks for a second. Throw cool copies on. Bam. Problem solved. I begin to have the laws I need to support my vision. I am now as full of hope as I am of genius. The galaxy hangs on the brink of perfection. Horatio has a really easy quest. So what did we get from that? This is what we're researching. Oh, the design for the other medium-sized ship. Okay, that could easily be very useful. The plan moves forward. I have the political support I need and would even now be singing my own praises were it not for one thing. One awful, enormous thing. Rumor has reached my ears that another perfect clone lurks out in the galaxy. Somewhere. Did 5 make a clone of himself? Is the hero who slaves for me not the true 5 but merely a copy? I was thinking that, actually. Did Prime hide other of our siblings somewhere? Elsewhere? I suspect that this subtlety is beyond 5. I must assume it was Prime. Perhaps his hand reaches out from the grave to flick the switches in some as yet undiscovered laboratory. He would dare, Prime, as would I in his place. This den of imitations must be found and utterly ruined. No border, no barrier, no distance is too great or too challenging. The root of this plague must be discovered and eliminated like the virus it is. The siren call of dust and its great power will aid me in finding whatever is at the bottom of this. Whether I must use it to bribe, buy, or bewitch, I will find out who or what this impostor is. So search Andromeda 1 with 1,000 dust. We will receive the Nano Cuisine plant. Wow, that is a relatively inexpensive improvement for how good it is. Oh yeah, Andromeda, right. We're probably going to have to make another scout ship, because our first one is presently engaged. Alright, the Harashim booster has come to an end, and we did not get to 6 Harashims. Keep boosting. You know what, I'll splice Harashims over these guys, and they're keeping this system running. The Harashims are sort of just in our other systems, almost in our way, even. Alright. It's probably worth picking up magnetic field generators here. Yeah, let's get these things. So, we're at -1 food per citizen, but also +4 food from this. So this is a 3 food planet. This is only a 4 food planet. We can actually afford to move over here. Why don't we do these in this order? And we need to change up our government just a little bit. Oh, we can't cut cool copies. Okay. So for this turn, we'll run cool copies. Next turn, we will cut it and switch back to something else because it's very expensive. We actually are generating a fair amount of influence. It's just that population's too great. Okay, and we've been attacked by a single pirate ship out here. This should be a total no-brainer. A single small ship has no chance at all against us. Alright, we're building stuff. The people are expressing their opinions, and I feel like it's very in character for me to close that box without reading it. Let's produce a revealer real quick. Let's get this done. We're blazing through this quest. And let's see about 5. I think I probably want him to command a fleet. Ugh. That's a pretty bad starting skill, though. This is neat. This is useful. So, like, fleet health, an extra movement for the fleet, and then just, like, this is kind of a non-entity. But obviously, we want to get up to this, like, huge damage bonus and stuff. We can throw him on... Here. We'll have this ship stop on Dorado. Actually, I have to stop on a friendly system to plant our hero. So yeah, well, as soon as this medium gets back here, we'll equip him as it is his flagship, and he can head over here. Or actually, you know what? He can run with the Revealer, because the Revealer is going to Andromeda anyway. Spawned another 2 pirate ships. Spawning ships on back-to-back turns, apparently. I probably could have changed up the design of the Revealer, made it more engines, and less with the probes. Fewer probes. Oh hey, Origa. Also another player. And another minor faction. So I guess on this galaxy design, the minor factions are just all in the middle. That's why we didn't encounter any earlier. Alright, we can definitely go back to this. That was an expensive turn. Okay, so we now have a little bit better over-colonization. We have access to the National Museum, which will solve our influence problem. And we almost have access to the next tier here. We can see what this deed is, maybe be able to get it. Have access to our large ships, and also places 1 unit of your other populations and 1 unit of your original population. Oh, wow. That's a very interesting thing to unlock. I'm wondering if we should grab hyper packs. We can actually make an alliance with the Riftborn, maybe? What else would we do here? We could get better curiosity detection and expedition power. We do have another scout running around in our empire right now. How many turns would this take? Okay, it's not exactly a lark, but it's definitely something we can do. Yeah, alright. Let's grab that. So the ground battle continues. Blitz one more time. Alright, I think they're just about out. More pirate ships being spawned every turn, frustratingly enough. If we're going to run this, we definitely want all of the cells in the middle flotilla, because they function much better at long range. Yep, no meaningful damage even. The Remnant think we're cool. We really have to get our influence under control. That's definitely a thing we're going to do after we complete some of these very important AI labors. Yeah, I think we need... This is the one we should focus on. That's the one we should buy out. Over here on Beerus, next turn I'm going to shunt 4 population over to Beerus 1 after that birth happens. Actually, can we... How many people can I move over without disrupting? Because we are generating some food here from the anomalies. Okay, I can move everybody over without changing the time of the birth. So that'll cut the AI labor build time down considerably. And I think we're becoming formidable, which is good, because we're about to be at war. What do we need on Deneb? We don't have access to a meaningful specialization. I certainly don't think it's worth spending influence to get 3 science going here. What do we want to build here, though? I mean, I guess we can do that. We can fill the system a little faster, at least. It's kind of a garbage system, though. We really only took it for the quest. Okay, I mean, we can probably do this next turn. Alright, there's no sense in blitzing again. At this point, we can undercut our manpower a little bit with some extra violence, and yeah, okay, decent loot. A huge ash world and a tiny boreal world, no curiosities or anything, or no anomalies. Yeah, I don't think that's worth colonizing right now. So we're gonna wait right here for the ship with 5 to show up. So where do I actually want to take my military vessels? I guess Rigel? So you know, everything that's not a weapon can leave now, because it's gonna take these guys a long time to get where they're going. The weapons will catch up after they merge with this. We might get enemy ships spawned or something from the quest. So I want to keep some military stuff in position here. Alright, approval is less valuable than it once was. And actually, on the capital, it'll have a considerable effect on our influence level. Actually, the capital's not producing as much influence as I was hoping, but we can fix that. Population here is considerable, and our approval level is very high, so the National Museum will be really powerful here. We discovered another new minor civilization. Well, I don't really want to throw a bunch of praise out. Not yet. Okay, that's inconvenient. Our shields are supercharged, which does not benefit us at all, and our movement is lowered, which actually really sucks. I guess there's not that many curiosities to search out here. There's one there. This system looks like it might be awesome. Huge lava world. A large ash world. Yeah, this is a great system. Is a shame. Well, we can't really expand out into the middle anyway. Our people would hate us. In XP per lost command point. That does not seem like that good of a tactic. We'll have to see what the flotillas on it are, but looks bad. Okay, so our trade company is now functional, now active. Hopefully that will generate us a lot of dust quickly. I mean, that's not really what they do. They do not, at first, generate you anything quickly. So we're going to need this medium vessel probably in position on Kurha. We're going to need some defensive stuff sort of scattered around here before this war is really viable.
How dare you threaten the Empire?
Wow, I just have no... I have no idea where that came from, and also I have actually zero time for you right now. 84%. That's very disappointing. We have nothing we can build to improve approval here. Well, this system is less miserable, or this planet is less miserable than that one. We could colonize Ying 2, and then move some people over. This is almost certainly worth doing, so this system will actually be able to build stuff now. And we could splice our Zvali away, but we don't want to. We're about to get a 6th sower. Right? It looked to me like... Yeah, no, Oento's going to produce a Horatio. Okay. What about... Okay, here's where our Harishams are. Yeah, I mean... Maybe we'll get another one of those after the Horatio. Their breeding chance is boosted. We can hope. Ursa's only content. So let's bring up the approval levels a little bit before we go, and I guess we're going to get more unhappy as we continue to grow here. Maybe it's not even fightable. Maybe we just, like, the National Museum just won't be good here. I mean, that said, there are other benefits to this 10 approval. But I'm going to prepare this place as a shipyard. I think that's where this is going. It having tremendous influence output would be cool because it'll push on the Riftborn and make it easier to negotiate with them. But I just don't know that it's in the cards. I wish there was one level of zoom up from this one that still showed the full system name cards. Alright. Let's see about this. We discovered 20 whole titanium and a quest. While exploring this planet, you come across a small, harmless community of Horatio. Apparently, the survivors of a crash-landed spacecraft These people have lived on the planet for over a decade, enjoying the tropical climate and adorning their habitations with rocks, shells, and other useless objects. They seem quite surprised when you tell them their little conclave is just 1 or 2 years away from being wiped out by a natural cataclysm. Maybe that's even true. Yeah, okay, bring this new Horatio vessel to a system with 3 population slots. Okay, more Horatio. That's fine, I guess. Oh, and the other stuff, yeah. There are occasional moments in time when one has a foe so worthy that hatred becomes mingled with respect. As we are a genius, we will create a new word for this, for nothing adequate exists. This word must sum up the respect for a well-wrought if hopeless plan, even if the failure of that plan is inevitable. We shall call it conspectuous. And we use this word freely now, as we have wrung the truth out of the many labs and lies that seem to fill the galaxy. 5 has long been dead. Prime lives. Alright, well, we've got access to this nano cuisine plant. It looks actually pretty good, that picture there. I haven't had lunch. I'm really feeling that. Final chapter, Horatification. I am the first to appreciate beauty. In fact, there may be no other being in existence. As well placed to do so. Listen, Amplitude, if you need some copy editing, I have a degree that is relevant. I can help. And I must reluctantly admit that the devious long-term plan concocted by Prime was gorgeous in its cunning, striking in its excess, glorious in its arrogance. I shall bow my head to him, briefly, before I remove his own. For he has created not merely the greatest web of deceit imaginable, but he did so when faced by the most redoubtable foe in the galaxy. Us. Truly conspicuous. This is not some excess of ego. Speaking of ourselves in the first person plural is only right, as we speak for all Horatio, and for the galaxy we will soon come to rule. Singular as we are, the scope of our genius cannot be contained by such a limited pronoun as I. So we look ahead to the success of our vision. We will remake the galaxy in our image. We will turn the heavens themselves into mirrors of our perfection. And as we execute our master plan, there is one more thing that we will execute. Horatio Prime. Alright, so, possess at least 8 fertile planets in your empire to gain access to some more Horatios. You know what the problem with our empire is? Not enough dudes with massive heads. Alright, we need to gain 4 fertile planets. Oh, and Ragashi is having a fancy summit. Okay, we don't really need approval on Ragashi. Yeah, I mean, that's really what this comes down to. 30 approval on Ragashi is no benefit at all, so we'll do this thing. Are we still at 100% even with the -10? Yeah. The people here are so happy. So happy. Look at all of that plus. Holy crap, we're so happy. Look at all of that plus. That's a good English language way of expressing that thought. Well, nano cuisine plant. Let's really up the rate of growth here. We're going to build a lot of nano cuisine plants in the near future. Sower birth next. What about the capital? Okay, so next turn we're going to splice Harishams. We can afford to lose a little bit of resource output on Ragashi temporarily, and all the extra food on the Horatios there will replace the population very quickly. Okay, so this is done. We have 3 slots on Ragashi. Yeah, let's just go dump these. Well, hold on. Do we want to dump this new population on Ragashi? Maybe we'd be better off putting it somewhere else. Actually, putting it on Ursa makes a lot of sense. Putting it on Kurha makes a lot of sense. We need to grab this, because I'd rather have all the people working on hot planets. But Kurha's in the war zone. Yeah, that's where we're going with it. Kurha's in the war zone. It can really use the extra population, and it will be very, very good at building ships with all of the extra Horatio. Yeah, good stuff. I'm happy with the way this game is going. Things are good here. So that means you guys can head elsewhere. We're about to get more curiosity Expedition power. So actually, I probably don't want to run the revealer with them anymore. We'll split you off. You guys come to Rigel. You probably just sort of come to the middle of stuff. Although, I don't really need it to be in the middle of my empire, because most of our worlds can afford to check out their curiosities on their own. We have the production time, right? So I guess it would be better to go sort of in this direction. You know what? He's going to stay right here until we have some more information. I could click on each of these systems because we can currently see level 3 curiosities, we just can't explore them, but that sounds tedious. No big surprise, we're sticking with ecology. The benefit we're getting from... Oh hey, my law got cancelled, what the heck? The benefit we're getting from this is too great to turn away. Alright, so we have a splice to do. We do not have a splice to do. What happened? The amount of food being output on this system changed. Well, okay. In a couple of turns, we have a splice to do. He doesn't need to be on to Neb anymore. Let's pull him over to here. Yeah, we could use the extra growth. The extra approval doesn't hurt either. Oh, hey, the Living Plague quest. There's a lot of stuff about plagues today. So in the system, Ragashi get to 468 industry and 191 food. This should be very easy to do. We're gaining food output all the time. Speaking of... Yeah, the maximum population here is so high. Stuff like Dinark University, very, very relevant in this system. We're so close to finally grabbing these nebular clouds, too. Definitely do that. Okay, that was alright. We didn't really get... didn't get paid on that, really, but... we'll at least generate some approval. Okay, so the curiosity reveal, we're going to be able to get the quest from these guys very soon. I don't know that we really want that system, but you know what? If it's offered to us, we'll take it. We'll figure it out later. So there is a... there's a curiosity here, but actually the Horatio ship, the Lost Horatio ship, I think we maintain control of this after it drops off its population, so we'll just search with that. Alright, head this way. We can reveal some stuff in Riftborn space. Once I have a little bit of influence stored up, we might be able to get the Riftborn on side here. Yeah, I'm not seeing the distaste marker. Okay, that's overcomable. It's gonna be a couple of turns before we can do it. We also need to run another law. I'm gonna run Brains over Bucks for right now. Power to the People is a good law for us, and we'll probably want to have this running, but obviously we can't afford to do it at the moment. We really need to improve our influence output. We can keep this running, though. Now, a new technology. We could reveal some wormholes. We could come over... oh, you know what? We have access to adamantium, but we're not actually mining it. I think we should probably get this. And then maybe we want to advance in this quadrant some more, but I think we want to be able to actually get the adamantium out of Kurha. And over here on Deneb... yeah, I guess supermarket. And then do the... I mean, this... sadly, this system is always just going to kind of be garbage. Okay, Ursa's not particularly close to needing to grab another planet. And we're working on important stuff everywhere. I have this feeling that I've forgotten something. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why I canceled these laws. Sometimes when you, Ooh, there's another thing to search over here. Okay, that's what we'll do with this Horatio ship after we clear Kurha out. We'll come down here and try to get a little bit more approval going with them. I got distracted in mid-sentence, and I think what I was talking about was not remembering what I was doing, so that's a microcosm of what it's like to be me. I got distracted from what I was doing by talking about being distracted from what I was doing by being distracted by talking about what I was doing. It's very, I'm not good at focusing. I have focus issues. Alright, so we're going to splice these guys away next turn. We need to generate probably 150 to 200 influence before we're going to be able to make a real shot at getting peace with the Riftborn. And it's going to be a while before we're ready to make war. Yeah, not my problem. It's going to be a while before we're ready to make war with the Vultures either. It is a slow advance. Alright, we did get the Nebular Clouds, which is cool. Certainly helping our influence stuff go. What did I do? Oh, I did the thing. Hey look, we got wave function control. That's actually a pretty good tech to get at this point. That's a high tier. So now we could set up an outpost on the Andromeda system to receive plasma bombers. Or reach Nakos in less than 10... Yep, okay. First of all, I don't know where this is. Secondly, I don't have time. Third, fighters are just less good than bombers. Okay, so we've dropped off 3 new population here on Kurha, which is awesome. Wait, we don't have 3 Horatio pop... It definitely drops off population. I guess it only drops off 2. I just kind of assumed that it dropped off 3 due to the fact that, you know, it asks you to take them to a place with 3 slots. So we can search this with our ship. Alright, not great, but fine. That is an okay reward. Wow, look at all those pirates. This is a medium. This is 2 mediums. What is going on here? I was about to say our medium ship's about to show up, so everything's going to be okay. But maybe that's not the case. We'll come over here and search this stuff. I'm a little worried about this pirate fleet. These guys from Bundus? Could these be mercenaries hired and run under a privateer flag? The Vultures get access to the privateer thing pretty early. It's a lot of command points worth of ship over here. We're not quite as in need of this as I thought we might be. I wonder if I should start just building ships now. Yeah, alright. Give me a couple of imposers. We'll worry about setting up this colony later. We are apparently going to have to fight. We have our 6 Harashims now, so let's hit this button. 7 food. Plus 15%. So the question is, do I want to try to push hard for the sowers, or... It'd be better to push hard for pilgrims, right? Which means that if I double Horatio birth chance, we're going to have a really hard time generating enough pilgrims. We need to get access to whatever this is. Oh, we found some Hyperium, which we do not need. Some Hiroshims, great. And, oh wow, +1 food per citizen on all planets in the Empire. Because this planet is so sunny. Just shipping food back from it to everywhere else, despite the fact that we have no colonies or farms of any kind here to do so. Well, we could go get some approval with the Kalgaros. Let's shoot a probe out here, see if we can't see what is producing this influence circle. Yeah, man, expanding out into the middle is certainly an attractive idea. Can't really afford to do it, but it's an attractive idea. Search the curiosity in the Arcturus system when you're ready to sacrifice 100 dust. Oh, really? Well, I'm on my way. You know, we might, Oh, hey. That luxury resource. We might have to take Nakar. Yeah, you know what? I think it's going to work out just fine. Alright, we almost have you guys in position. Do I want to attack... Hey, they also have a lost Horatio vessel. Do I want to attack... Like, do I want to make it clear to the Vaulters that we are not friends? I'm a little nervous about that. The thing is, I don't want them to run their ship through and to see the status of our empire, the current status of our empire, but I also don't want to give them warning that we're going to declare on them. Yeah, let's keep it quiet.
Some things in this cosmos we have come to understand. You're not one of them. What do you want?
So in order to give them anything, we need to be at least 290. Alright, so we'll try to figure out that negotiation next turn. Are we good everywhere? We are not. Ursa needs stuff. This is a pretty bad building here, actually. It's a very, very small amount of science that it actually adds. So why don't we... We'd be better off just doing this. That's not true. That's not better. It is a lot cheaper. But I think maybe it's time to build a couple of ships on this side as well, just to make it clear. Why am I specializing that planet and not this one? Just to make it clear to the Riftborn that, you know, we're approaching with a smile on our faces, but that doesn't mean we won't shoot your ass if we have to. And I'm using a very loose definition of have to. Okay, so Cross is finally a real colony, which means that we have phenomenal food growth here. Although, we should probably go put down our colony on Andromeda. Both for this quest and because we should probably own this system. Our rate of strategic income isn't actually that good. Alright, so that pirate fleet is attacking Kara. Not awesome. The good news is we can conscript and we actually have the food growth to recover a little bit once we've done so. This is probably a thing that's worth building on Ying, and it's probably going to have to be rushed. Alright, we can get to ecstatic. You guys are just, yeah. Sorry, you're not on the right system. We probably need to fix our population up a little bit. We certainly have spaceports. We could move them somewhere where they will be happier. It strikes me that I don't actually remember what the... Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. A bunch of your food becomes influence. Actually, pretty useful. Yeah, that's something I'll be really glad to have. We're growing quickly. It shouldn't be too hard to get there. Alright, let's deal with this ground battle. Unfortunately, this medium ship is going to get totally owned. We're going to produce both of these and keep them in the hangar. We'll keep the first one in the hangar until the second one's finished. But this is ugly. Alright, well, we'll have to rely on conscription. We don't really have a choice there. We will win this. They have functionally no chance of defeating us, but it's going to cost us a lot of population. which is annoying. We've discovered the Hisho. Alright. A lot of stuff's going on here that's not totally perfect, but I do think we're still in really good shape overall. So do I want to resolve this before I actually threaten the vaulters, unfortunately. Alright, so this is an okay planet. 8 dust, 4 food, because remember the anomaly is generating 2 food per citizen. So let's make drone networks and then this. Yeah, we'll get our rate of population generation up relatively quickly. I kind of don't want to spend dust on it because we have other things we need to rush. But maybe establishing that colony a little faster is a good idea. Yeah, our tanks are just too good against their infantry. I'm not really in danger. Run? No. System is defended, unfortunately. Well, we'll get to run now. Not totally ideal manner, but we will get out of here. Let's go. Show me the... There we go. Oh good, it was a trap. One of them was empty and the other one was a trap. But we did get a smart flak module, which I don't even really like. Flak damage here, it's referring to the damage that bullet weapons do to incoming missiles and boarding pods. It's not a useless module, but it's also not what I would call a broadly useful module. Alright, well, we'll retreat from Mira. Oh good, that was the direction I wanted to go in. So that was lucky. We're headed to Calum. They're gonna get to Zeturbia before us and just defend there. We are definitely being targeted for harassment by these pirates. Alright, raise the total amount of science produced in the galaxy. Not really very good rewards, unfortunately. Here we have this battle at Kara, which we're almost certainly just gonna have to run from. Ah, this was, yeah, the quest. That's reward. Pirate ship spawned on System Mira. Yeah, it sure was. So... Or it sure... That's not referring to the pirate ship we just found. We spawned a new quest curiosity with one of our searches, and we will get a pirate ship if we search it. That's not super compelling at this point in the game. Alright, you're going to land next turn. I'd like to be allowed to be here by the time that happens. So let's figure this out, and then we'll deal with that space battle. I'm pretty sure we're just running, but it's possible that fighting is a better play. We will at least consider it. I'm not seeing little green pluses on anything. They're not communicating to me that there's anything they particularly want. Want some dark glitter? I have a whole lot of dark glitter. I can't really put too many terms on this, so we have to find something they actually really care about. Maybe some of these higher tier luxuries? That made a dent. They at least know that that's valuable. That didn't make any difference at all, it looked like. Oh no, it made some, just not enough. I think that's where we're going to end up here, is some but not enough. Give you like a lot of trees? Oh, wait a minute. What if I give you even more trees? It didn't... I typed 125 and hit enter, and it went back to 100. It looks like maybe they're not going to move on this anymore. Yeah, okay. Oh, it didn't... Once again, it did not... It clears the value and then re-enters it. Arbitrarily. See, I wanna use my mouse cursor to mark where the bar is before entering the value, so I can tell if it's actually changing at all. But the game is making that difficult. Okay, so let's see if we can find another term that moves them a little bit more than those ionic crystals, because we might be able to get this. I'm a little bit loath to part with some of this stuff, but let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. I'm gonna actually... 18. Let's see how little we can give them and get away with this. Wow. 1? No, okay. That's not enough. Okay, 6. The magic number is 6. Okay, cool. So now they'll let me search stuff in their territory without throwing me out on my ear. And we have a much more defended backside, which means that the medium ship we built here actually can probably head out elsewhere. I'm going to leave these 3 minor ships in place just so that we have something, but I don't anticipate needing them. Alright, this system's coming along nicely. Yeah, let's see if we can keep it at high approval. And then this. Well, we have 1,808 offense, 474 defense. We are not that much better than one of their mediums, and they have 2 mediums and a bunch of support vessels. There's no chance that anything but retreat is right here, I think. What are their weapon types? They're on missiles and maximum energy defense. They actually could not be better outfitted to fight us. This one is less impressive. Wow, this one's a lot less impressive. 422 offense. I just kind of assumed that these guys were about roughly equal, but I didn't actually look at the number. So they actually only have 1 good ship in this whole bunch. You know what? I think it's worth potentially losing our ship to soften these guys up for the ships that are going to be launching out of the Kurha hangar. We need to be able to kill these guys, so yeah, let's do it. I expect that they will play at long range, since the ship that is the majority of their firepower is a long-range ship. And that really sucks. I want to see exactly how far we get here. We want to move to medium. I don't know that we will necessarily survive to. Oh, okay. Weird. Well, this is not going to go that well for them, then? They have all the damage bonuses from the additional flotillas and stuff. It'll probably still be pretty good for them. Look at how weird our ships are. Well, we'll get some reasonable damage in here. So we'll get these ships down very quickly. I'm not 100% sure how much damage we're going to do to the other flotillas. Yeah, we definitely have this one in our arc. I don't actually know which of their mediums this is, if this is the... I guess we can zoom in here and get a sense. Okay, this is the energy one. It's firing lasers at us. So this is the less valuable one. Well, it does look like we'll probably kill it. In fact, we've definitely killed it already. And if we swap back to the normal overhead camera... Oh no, they're coming around. They're going to get a real firing arc on us. We will definitely die. And I don't think we'll actually deal any damage to them. Okay, that's not bad though. We definitely softened up that fleet. Oh, enemy camouflage failed in battle. Okay. Well, Valters, you and I are going to have some words. A lot of those words are going to be screaming. Incoherent screaming. So they're attacking us. They thought they were being sneaky. but we have disabused them of this notion. Should we just go? They were reading as weaker than we are. They thought they were weaker than we are. So if this fleet's over here, what can they really have left to defend themselves? Nah, we're moving. We're going. Hold on. Before we go anywhere, I didn't actually outfit his ship. I'm realizing. As a result, he's slowing us down. So I probably want to put an intensifier in here because there's a lot of weapon slots on this particular vessel. And we're going to go... So they're all shielding. They are aware of what we're doing, and they're trying to counter it. So maybe I want to go for a different weapon type on this guy? Which means that we don't run the plasma intensifier. What else would I run? I guess we could always just do this, right? Repairs after battle. A little bit of bonus health. Why don't I run... Yeah, okay. I'm going to run slugs on this guy, and I'll tell you why. Although our current level of missiles does way more damage. I'm just thinking that we know that they like to do... that they're using missiles on their most advanced medium ships. And so having a little bit of flak defense for the fleet is maybe a really good idea. The damage output of the decay torpedoes is really a lot higher, though. Yeah, like a lot higher. The question is, do I think the torpedoes will allow me to race them down? Or should I just go, like, full on... You know what, let's split the difference and run the flak magnifier in our support slot. I guess. This ship is sort of effective at all ranges, kind of, and will provide the flotilla that it's in a little bit of flak defense. Hopefully enough to make a difference. And then we advance. Alright, so we made a friend. We made an enemy. We made a couple of friends. You know, we've invited a whole bunch of people to live in our glorious, glorious empire, where we're doing some minor chores for some other minor factions that will help us out. And hopefully we're going to put an end to this quote-unquote pirate menace once and for all. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're excited to see what kind of glorious, gorgeous retribution we can wreak here. I know I am. And come back next time to see that, all that stuff I just said. This is a good solid outro. And we'll see you then.